All right, so number 4. Anybody any ideas how to do number 4?
Yes, sir. I think we get you right, hopefully.
What do you think? What do you think you're gonna do?
I do -2 times -2. That would be +4 times -2 times -2. That would be +4. So I got 16.
Yeah, is that right?
The negative, the outside of the bracket, so you know nothing to do with it. That's
Exactly.
what I'm thinking.
The negative is actually outside
It's
the
a
bracket.
+16.
Yeah.
So tell me what you're-
In -16
no, tell me what you're right.
-6
because it would be the outside negative would just be negative.
because in negative
I
sign the
didn't see that
outside.
it was outside the bracket, you know.
Okay. All right. So.
So it's -2 times -2 times -2 times -2. Your bracket the 2
That's wrong. It's not that.
First, +16.
Where do you get that?
2
So,
times.
and
It's 2 times 2
Okay, all right.
times
Let
2
me tell
times
it. Let me
2.
tell it. The answer is going to be either +16 or -16. All right? It's one of those. But what I want is how you get it, not the answer. I want you to tell me how you actually get it.
And this race. And this race.
Yes, Christopher. Yeah, the man who raised the man get the first girl.
Alright. So because sir, you have the 2 in brackets, so that will be +2 times +2, which will be a +4, right? And now we have the negative because you finish with the bracket, you have the rest of the 2s is going to be negative. So the bracket the -2 times.
Why the rest of the 2 will be negative? If the first 2 are negative, why the rest of the 2? Why 2 of them? Why not 1 of them or 3 of them? You see that? All right. Let me. Okay. Okay. Let me.
All right. What?
James, go ahead, James.
Yes. So what I did was seeing that the 2 was in a bracket and it's saying times itself. You do 2 times itself, give you 16. But there's the negative. I'm assuming I got -16, sir.
All right. Go again with the explanation.
Okay, so I was saying 2 times itself 4 times, seeing the exponent, if I'm remembering correctly.
Right.
So you do 2 times itself 4 times. After you did that multiplication, you get 16, and the negative sign there, I'm assuming it would be -16 overall.
Yeah, you're correct. So what happened is that because this thing is outside the bracket, you just leave it, and then what you do, you just work out this thing here: 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. All right. And when you work out all of this, you're going to get 16, and you just write back the -16. But if you look at number 5, what you notice? The negative is what? Inside, don't you? Right. So for -5, it's going to be -2 times what? -2 times what? -2. And those two -2 give what? +4. And +4 times -2 gives -8. All right. So it's inside the bracket. You operate it with the exponent.
Sir, I didn't get number 3. Why did you bracket both negative -4 times -4 and not just multiply all throughout, like all overall?
Because you can't work out 3 maths one time. You only can work out binary. Sorry about that.
Sir,
Yes?
back on number 4,
Right.
I have 16, but this is how I set it out. I have 2 to the 4th power
Mm-hmm.
and a bracket, the first 2 and then the other 2. And then me say 2 times 2, 2 negative give 1 positive 4, and then we do the same thing for the other one, and then the times the 4 times 4 equals 16. So is it still wrong or?
No, but my answer is -16, but you have 16. So it's wrong. See?
Okay.
Alright, so somebody asked a question, why didn't you just work out all 3? Because if I give you a number 1 plus 2 plus 3, and I ask you to work out that, I mean, let me tell you, you can, in your mental, you can work it out now, but mathematically, you always work out what? By 2. That's what they call binary operation. Binary operation means what? 2, right? All right, guys. Do you have any questions? Can I move on?
Sir, I think me get the addition, the multiplication better than the addition. That the one then I keep.
All right. So okay, I understand. Can I move on? All right. So let's look at more questions. That's fine. Let's look at number 6. What if I have something like this? So basically what you'll do is just write out 2, -2 times 3, times what? -2 times 3, times -2 times 3. And what is that? Work out the first 2.
So just to get it clear, only 2 is negative, right?
All right, good question. If you have something like this, or if you have something like that, both of them are the same thing, you see? So what sometimes people do is put the negative sign. Oops. Put negative sign right there, so it doesn't matter which one is negative. Well, so if the 2 is negative or 3 is negative, you still end up with the same answer. So in other words, it doesn't really matter where you put the negative. So if you don't want to be confused, just put it in the center. All right. So negative times negative give you a positive. 2 2s is what? 4. 3 3s is what? 9. Then you write about this. -2 over 3. A positive and a negative gives us a what? Negative. That's 8 over 27.
Final answer?
Yeah. Okay. Well, it can be reduced to anything simpler. Question: what if I have something like this? What do you think the answer is going to be? I put the negative on it.
+8 over 27.
You get positive.
I'll go negative because the negative outside.
Negative 8 over 20.
It be negative 8 over 27.
Next same answer.
Negative 8.
Am I saying that? All I have to do is work out this. Just work out that and just drop in that.
And just put add back
Yeah.
it positive.
Because you're not really it's just outside. Okay, so one last example of this kind. What if I have something like this?
Sir,
Go ahead.
work out back number 7 for me, please. Work it right out. I mean, I understand that one.
All right. Would you agree with me that 2 over 3 to the raised to the third power is 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 times 2 over 3? And 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 is 8 over 27? Because remember, 2 over 3 to the raised to the third power is 2 over 3 times. It's just like this I'm working out. That's why I didn't bother to elaborate on it. This is 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 times 2 over 3. So if you're to ignore the negative signs, 2 2s is 4, 4 2s is 8, 3 3 is 9, 9 3 is 27. So because it's almost the same question, I didn't bother to elaborate on working it out. So without the negative here, 2 over 3 raised to the third power is 8 over 27. And because the negative is on the outside, you just write back negative sign.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
You got that? All right, let me not make it too complex. Let me rub this out. Oh, how would you do that one?
Repeat that, sir.
I'm asking you, how would you work out number 8? This power here is a what? A negative. Right.
Negative.
Any answer go get negative.
No.
So the answer you get would be positive, sir.
Well. All right. So
you don't work on the same thing, sir. The 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 times 2 over 3.
No, it's something different. Anytime you have a negative power like this, and you have a fraction, what happens is that the fraction reciprocates. So it's actually 3 over 2, but the negative becomes what?
Positive.
Positive.
I first learned that there.
Sir, can you just repeat the last part there, please?
All right. So what happens whenever you have something raised to a negative power? All right. So for example, if you have x to the negative 1, it's 1 over x. So if you have a over b raised to the negative 1, it's same thing as what? B over a. And that negative 1 becomes what? Positive 1. All right. So these are the rule you can jot down. All right. So you basically reciprocate the fraction, and then let me show you a little trick. 3 over 2 cubed is actually 3 cubed over 2 cubed. This is another way of doing it. Rather than saying 3 over 2 times 3 over 2 times 3 over 2, you could just do that. So this power goes to this one there, and this 3 goes to that one there. So 3 to the 3 is what?
9.
Is 3 to the 3 is not 9. 3 to the 3 is what?
I'm sorry.
27. And that's what? 8.
Sir, you can do that over number 8.
So,
I don't know what you're doing.
So Mr. Stevens, so if you want to do it in the simpler form, could you just say 8 into 27, 3?
No, man. 9 into 27 goes 3.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it
Sorry.
cannot be reduced. Yeah. All right. So
Even
basically,
if it was 9, it couldn't be reduced.
yeah, man. Yeah, you can reduce it, but it's not 9. It's 8.
Okay.
Okay. So somebody's
What
asking
if
me to
it
work
somebody
out
27?
because 3 to the 3 is what? 3 times 3 times 3. What's 3 times 3? 9. What's 9 threes? 27.
27.
So you might ask me how we get 8. Because 2 times 2 times 2. What's 2 twos? 4. What's 4
Or
twos? 8.
8.
Alright. Alright, so somebody was asking me how to repeat 8 again. Basically, I'm using this rule. Alright. If you have a over b raised to the negative power, what happens? You reciprocate the fraction and get b over a, then the negative 1 becomes positive 1. So that's what I'm doing right here. See that the negative 3 becomes positive 3, and I flip around those fractions. Okay, so tell me when you finish. Let me encourage you guys to read over your notes. Start reading over your notes, start practicing the notes. All right. All right, guys. Who wants to take a short break?
Sir, this is indices, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This part of here is actually indices. Mixture of using the rules of multiplication and adding and subtracting. You remember Mr. Brown Shop? Right, we're going back there. So, all right, so let's, what if you have something like this?
So you're muting her just in case you don't realize.
Okay, so let's look at these two questions. Just write them off and leave a little space. Let's look at these two questions.
What could be in the bracket first?
Understood.
Oh, so this is something to take away. Okay.
All right. So you notice that we have brackets, not true? So let's work the brackets. What is inside the bracket? What kind of sign? Multiplication. So we're going to use the rules of multiplication. Would you agree with me? All right. Now you notice that a sign is right here, so not true. And a sign is right here, so now you're not gonna work out those signs yet. You're gonna leave them for last. All right. So a negative. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Anytime you're doing these kind of things, because SNL. Always work out the sign first, then the number, then the letter. There's no letter right now, but that's a little rule. Always work out the sign first, then the number. So a negative multiplied by a positive gives us a negative. What's
Negative.
What's 2 3s? 6.
6. Negative 6.
Right,
Plus.
right about the plus. Not sure.
Negative.
All right. A negative times a positive gives you a negative.
Negative 4.
4. Everybody following so far? Notice, I always write back this. All right, what's your know? What do you know about right here? So what's happening right here? So
2
you have 2 signs. No,
2 signs.
If I have AB, it actually means what? A times B. If I have plus, minus, it's really positive multiplied by a negative. What's a positive multiplied by a negative?
Negative.
A negative. All right.
Negative 2.
All right. What you know? What you know? Do you notice that the multiplication sign are down here, so?
Yes, sir.
A different thing down here, so, you know? So we start off up here, so with some multiplication here and here. We are going to do a thing, keep on multiplying, but all of a sudden, all of that gone down here, so. Then no Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, come you know, you owe Mr. Brown money.
$10.
Negative $10.
Any questions?
Sir, I was confused when you were showing that circle with the plus and the negative. I thought you were saying like it was actually a multiplication thing supposed to be done.
Right. So when you see 2 signs together, it means that we're supposed to multiply. So hence we use the rules of multiplication to end up with 1 sign. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
I was kicked out, so I didn't get all of that.
All right. Somebody kick you in back.
I guess so.
All right. So let me just all right. Let me explain this, and you can ask my question next. All right? Because she got kicked out. So let me just run this again. Right? So this is the question. Did you have these questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. So okay, just write them out quickly. If you got kicked out. So basically, I am using the rule. You see, in the brackets we have multiplication. So we're using the rules of multiplication. So the rule of multiplication says negative times a positive gives you a negative 2, 3, 6. We're about the plus. A negative and a positive gives you a negative. When you have 2 signs together, it means that they're multiplying. So we're going to use the rules of multiplication again. Positive and negative gives us a negative. But then no, when you come down here, so now, all of the multiplication done. So we're going to Mr. Brown now. Alright? Alright. I think someone was asking a question.
Hear me I say now. You see? So right up at the top right there says negative 6 plus negative 4. You could say you over 6 and you go back go over 4 more.
You mean right here, so?
No, the other part, up top.
You mean right here, so the surface?
Yeah. You
No,
could
man.
say you over 6 and then you over 4 more.
No, you have to sort out. You have to sort out these 2 signs here. You cannot do a maths with 2 different signs in between. You have to end up with what?
1
sign. Because watch out, suppose it was something like this.
with a negative 6 plus 4.
Right. Right. So you have to deal. You have to deal with that. You understand?
Yeah, make it there now.
Right. So
number 2 would be -4.
hold on. You mean the answer?
No, 5.
No.
5.
got 5.
5.
All right. So I didn't work it out. I just made them up as I go along. All right. So a negative and a positive gives you a negative. 1 3 is what? 3. Everybody see that?
Oh.
Right by the negative sign.
3 plus a negative 3.
A positive and a negative
Then you
gives
take
us a
away
negative. 4 2s is what? 8. What you know?
8. Negative
When
8.
2 signs are
So
together,
it
you go multiply. So 2 negative will give us a what? Positive. Then Mr. Bruno,
Well,
Yeah.
you
You
go Mr.
hold,
Brown
that
you
you
hold
know.
3,
and you owe him $3, but your mother give $8.
$8.
Pay off your debt. You have
Yes,
some
so you
change to
leave
buy
it
some
5.
sweetie. Alright?
Yes.
Yeah man. You guys ever go shop it and you have change left back and you can buy anything you want?
Sir, what that SNL up there system?
Oh, it's an acronym when you're doing algebra. Always work out the sign first, the number, then the letter. So students sometimes, because they don't like the sign, they work out the number first, then just try to figure out. They try to figure out what kind of sign to go to. Any questions?
So, sir, you wouldn't get a -5?
No, because
No.
you owe somebody $3 and your mother give $8. So you gotta have some change. If you have a scientific, if you have a scientific calculator, now, guys, you can actually work out these, you know. If you can put up a science and business.
But you can't use the calculator in CXC.
Yes, man, you can do it in paper too.
Oh.
Oh, great.
All right, so I'm gonna move on. Anybody writing?
Somebody said them can't get it in the class, sir.
Sir, truthfully, I thought that 2 at the corner of question 2 was actually a 1.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing where some
So-
persons are not can go back in, but because I'm not the host, somebody I don't know if Miss Williams is there up because I doubt it because oh boy.
Yes, sir, I couldn't, but then I text in the WhatsApp. Please let me in.
Oh, you okay? So you came back in. Okay, so Miss Williams is working, man.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Go ahead.
So when you're doing the answer, say -6, -4, so you say negative and negative give you a positive, so you add it, but you put back the negative sign.
No. You can't say -6 and -4. And in maths means what? Times, not true?
Yeah.
You can't say negative and negative, you're positive. No, let me tell you, you can't make up rules. You understand? Because once it's a negative and negative, it's wrong. Because, you know, I mean, you can say, I don't want you to go on a wrong perception, right? So you owe and you owe. You owe somebody $6 and you owe somebody $4. I think I know what you're trying to say. You know, you're trying to come up with a rule. Say, boy, so can't bother some man up a food rule. I don't make my own rule. Because when I make my own rule, I remember them. So basically, I say, oh, negative and negative give a positive. But I think about it. If it's a negative and negative give a positive, why the answer is going to be negative? I don't get it. All right. Anyways, I'm going to give you 2 to try. All right, try those two. 3 minute stops.
I think I'm finished. Yeah, I'm done.
Sir, you're mute again.
Oh, sorry. um, well, -4 times -3 gonna give you what? Plus 12. Right about this plus, negative and a positive, you negative. 2 ones, 2. These two signs here, you have to get one sign between.
There's a negative.
Right.
2 equal -14.
Oh, it's gonna be
I get 10.
because it's a 12 is positive, 2 is negative. If you realize it's a takeaway sign.
That's not how Sarah do the other one.
Yeah, but how you so you have a plus here, so the only can get a 14 if you have a plus there. That's what you have.
I had a plus up. I had a -12. I don't know how I got a -12 or
What's
why
a
I have a negative.
what's a negative times a negative? Positive.
Positive.
Right.
Oh, let me tell you how I ended up putting down a -12 because I said 4 times 3 and I said that it's a -12. That's why I have the mix up. Yeah.
That's why I put the acronym there. We must always work out first.
The
sign.
The sign.
Right. All right. So, and then a positive and a negative. A negative 2 from 12 is 10. All right. Over here, anybody want to tell anybody want to take a shot at this and tell me what? I'll write and you explain.
Alright, so first we're going to work what is inside the bracket. Alright?
Right.
So first, -1 times 4 is going to be -4. Right? And over the next and positive -4 times -5 is going to give you a positive 20. You're not going to write the takeaway sign, so you're going to put the plus sign.
What? Yeah,
so you're going to have -4 plus 20.
No, man. Mama said
that wrong.
Negative and negative give you what? Positive, not true?
Positive.
And this negative combination, not true? But negative times positive give you a what? Negative.
Negative.
And your O, and your O?
Negative 24.
Yes, yes, Carol, go ahead.
That is what I was trying to say. That's okay, sir. Let me take down my hand.
All right.
They actually can put up your hand? Oh, with what?
Yes, man. There is a feed. Go look at more. If you use a phone, look at more options are.
Oh.
Okay, so just to confirm, sir, is it like necessary to put the positive next to that 20 or?
No, it's not necessary. But as an instructor, when students look back on the notes, they can know. You understand? So sometimes an instructor knows different from a student looks at it, not true? I have to put everything clear so everybody understand.
Oh, I was just wondering if it's like supposed to be done so we can work out the negative plus negative plus positive.
No, it's not necessary. No, it's not necessary. But I just do it because I've been doing for all the questions. You follow?
No problem.
Yeah. All right. Any question?
Sir, I chip out message again, please.
Which question?
Keep on chipping. This, if you could just say how you get the answer again.
For which one?
No.
For both of them?
-4 times -3. No, just 3, number 3.
Oh, there's number 3. All right. So -4 times -3 gives you positive.
Yes.
Right at the plus. A negative times a positive gives you a negative.
Yes.
A positive and negative gives you a negative.
Which is
2 from 10. Sorry, 2 from 12 is 10.
Sir, excuse me. For number 4.
Yes.
You get the plus sign.
You mean the plus 20?
How you get the negative plus there, sir?
Yes.
Oh, get the negative plus. Oh. Well, the negative is right there. So the negative is right there, not true? I'll just bring it back down, not true? But what's a negative time? What's a negative times a negative? Positive.
Positive, yeah.
Right. So a negative and a positive will give you a negative.
What?
I think most of you probably say, boy, Chuck, them two the negative, you're not gonna have to write the plus and you reach right here. So, but I mean, you're not gonna lose any marks if you do that, all right?
No.
All right. Any more questions?
Well, I'm still not get that way. I'm just, yeah.
Sir, I still not get it because since I have the positives, the negative sign at the bottom, I think it's take away, so 20 from 4 instead of add.
Sir, may I annotate?
Hold on, let me try to answer the student's question before you hear. So you're talking about this, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. You owe Mr. Brown what? $4. You owe Mr. Brown what? $20. You owe Mr. Brown 24. Okay, go ahead for me, Christopher.
May I annotate?
Yeah, man, go on, man.
Alright, so I'm saying for this area right here, where you have these, that's going to be a positive, right?
No, all right. Tell you what. If you notice, always work the what? The brackets first. What did I say? Leave that for last. So that's my premise.
You say sign first, number, and then letter.
Right. No, man, look. Work inside the bracket first. Leave this one for last. You get that?
Okay.
Let me tell you. If I know sometimes it's very tempting to can't bother work with bracket. Let me just work that one with that one, and you end up with the same answer, not true? Did you?
I didn't work it out, you know.
Okay, all right. But just try to work what's in the bracket first, all right? Let me tell you, sometimes we just want to do things another way, and all right?
Really, say other way. It's just that I don't really fully get that part there where you have, because I thought that that would be a positive with those negative, but you say work the bracket first. But
yes, because BODMAS. Yeah, Tina soon come to you. What BODMAS say? Work the bracket first. Now you can go ahead and try this, on your own. But you do it on your own. You understand? But based on this is my fourth example, and all my examples I keep saying work the bracket first. So I can't go on number 4 and then suddenly change up my mode and say, boy, nobody work the bracket. Just work in 2 there because intensity 2 negative, just positive it. Just love it. And some people there's 2 negative, there's one they just love to see 2 negative.
Yeah, I think I realize, it's just I just realized what you did. The 4 multiplied by the negative 4 multiplied by the 5 give you the positive.
Positive 20, right? Because I'm working the bracket first. All right. Thank you very much. Tina, go ahead.
Sir, is it a case that where you have the plus sign, so when you work out everything, then you take away, and where you have the take away sign, you add? For number 3, you have the plus sign in the middle, right? So 4 times 3, then you have the plus sign. So when you work it out, when you reach to the 12, take away 2. So is it where the plus sign is, you put take away sign?
Which plus sign? You're talking about this plus sign here?
Plus sign.
Yes. The plus sign right here.
Minus.
All right. Okay. So, but hold on, Tina. What about this minus sign here?
Yes. So the minus sign right here. So you take away.
No, man, you weren't listening. When signs are together, we use the rules of what? Multiplication.
Yeah, sir. Me understand.
So a positive times a negative gives you a negative.
Yes, I understand. Me understand the workout. I'm just asking you that. Is it that where you have the plus sign, we're supposed to take away, and when you have the take away sign, we're supposed to plus? So where you have the brackets, right? The bracket 4 times 3, then you have the plus sign in the middle. And then you work out it then because 12, so negative and negative, you say a positive, you get a positive. Then when you have the plus and the minus, then you take away. So 12 from 2 at 10, me understand everything. So I'm just saying, if it's
no, let me tell you. So what you're saying, the sentence structure is it doesn't match up to what I'm talking about.
Sir,
you follow what I'm saying? You say how you saying it, it's incorrect to what I am doing.
Okay.
It's like you're trying to form a pattern from what I'm doing, but no, what I'm doing, as you answer, miss, what I'm doing, I'm just using the rules of multiplication. Because when you say when it's a plus, you subtract, I don't really understand what you're saying there, but anytime you have 2 signs together, use the rules of multiplication. So for example, if it was 12, subtract 2, what will I go do? When you multiply 2 negative, what you get? Positive, so you get 14. All right, go ahead, miss.
Okay, I think what she was basically asking, because you multiplied the positive by the negative and turned it into a negative sign, which is right beside that 2. She was wondering if the negative sign that last part would turn into a subtraction, a whole subtraction equation. Like, so you converted the positive and negative into a negative. So the negative sign would basically be a subtraction sign.
Well, yes.
And
yeah.
That okay.
That would answer the question. All right. So, can I move from the screen here?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to look at what we call substitution. So head up for me. Substitution, algebra, And I want you guys to take off this question here. Now, substitution has a basic definition. Substitution is when we replace letters with numbers. So that's a basic definition of what substitution is all about. So remember that in substitution, you know, like just like you play in any sport, a tired, injured, or non-performing player is asked to go on the bench, and a substitute will come out and show. Right. So it's something similar to that, of that sort. So substitution is when we replace letters with numbers. You guys are gonna find out that substitution is really what we're doing from class time, adding, subtracting in algebra.
Should we write down that, sir?
Yeah, man. Head up for me, you know, head up for me. Substitution. Anytime you're doing algebra, please make sure you have your headings and indicate in your notebook when sir start the subtopic and when sir end the subtopic is also important. All right. All right. Somebody's asking me if I could go back to the thing, but I have a strange.
Replace letters with what?
Numbers. Okay. I think you see once I come off, once I stop share and go to a new share, the board is deleted here. I tried it this morning. So if I go back to that whiteboard, it's going to be blank. But there's a feature on Zoom where you can actually save the whiteboard. All right. So sorry about that.
Okay, sir.
All right. So let us look at question number 1. So let's answer the first part of the question. All right. So it says what is A plus B plus C? But they tell you what the value of what A, B, and C is. So all we're going to do is what? Replace those letters with what? Numbers. So we're going to have -1 plus 2. Everybody see that? Because B is 2, then plus
-3.
Right, so -3. Everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
Right, so I'm not doing any math. I'm just replacing what? Letters with what?
Letters
with numbers, not true? All right. What are going on now? What are going on? When two signs are together, what are you going to do?
Negative.
We're going to use the rules of what? Multiplication, not true? So it's a positive times a negative. Negative. Everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. What bad man say now? What bad man say?
At first.
Bad man say. Hold on, give me a second.
Something that looks.
All right, so bad man say we're going to have to what? Add first, not true? So what's -1 plus 2?
One.
1.
Yes, sir.
All right, no, it's not -3. Okay, oh, Mr. Brown, $1 go shop with $2. You're gonna have $1 change. Then you worry about the 3. Then 3 from 1 will give us what?
-2.
-2. So that's the answer.
Sir, would it be why you put that -1 there? So if you owe Mr. Brown and you go there with $2, you know have dollar left now with them +1.
Yeah, but it's +1, it's not -1.
Oh, negative sign beside it.
No man, there's no sign. The 3 is negative.
And the second row may talk about.
Okay, you're talking about second row, right?
Yeah.
I'm not following you.
Yeah, that row, that's the row I'm talking about, where the pencil is right now.
Right, -1.
Mm-hmm.
But when you work out this, you get this for the answer.
You just care about on the same info. Okay.
So what? Eat it. It's good for you.
All right, so let's look at number 2. So b squared is going to be 2 squared.
Take
subtract -3 squared. Now 2 squared is 2 times 2.
4.
All right, so it's 2 times 2.
Take away. Take away.
Right. -3.
-3 times -3.
That will give a +9.
That's 4.
4.
Subtract. These, when you work the bracket, what do you get?
9.
Positive what? 9. All right. But a negative and a positive gives you a what?
Negative.
What's 9 from 4?
-5.
-3.
Not hearing you, sir.
All right. So any questions? All right, we're going to move on. Okay. So Sunita saying you don't understand we get -5. Well, I'm not sure if it's right here. You don't understand or well. 2 squares is 4. Right, but negatives. Guys, you realize that all I've been doing prior to this is basically the same thing. All right, all the examples that I've been doing on the board. The whiteboard is basically entangled in this thing here. All right. So what I do, I write a negative sign here. -3 squared is -3 times -3. -3 times -3 is what? +9. But when two signs are together, we have to use the rules of what? Multiplication. Negative and a positive gives you a negative. 9 mangoes from 4 mangoes gives you -5. All right. So can I move on? Anybody writing?
Yes, sir. We all don't really understand, but you can move on. I know to group them now. It's just that when I reach on the bottom part, I'm mixing up the negative with the positive when I give the answer. But I'll figure it out.
Yes, sir. We all don't understand. Why you say don't? What is? But you You saying you
Because
don't
some of us
understand?
catch one little part of it and we try figuring it out in our head. However, we cannot stay all night trying to figure it out, but we will eventually get it.
Okay, and I notice you're saying we, but not.
Because me
Alright.
talk to me, everybody who don't understand some part of it,
Okay.
sir.
Alright, cool. But I would love for you if you don't understand to ask me. No.
Sir,
Yes.
what I don't understand is previous you had -4 subtract -20 and the answer was -24, right?
Hold on,
No.
let me write it. -4 and negative what? 24.
20. No, sir, it's at 20.
Oh, it's at 20.
Yeah, the answer was -24.
Right.
Now you have -4.
No, I don't have -4. I have the 4 is positive.
Oh, is that +4?
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm sorry, what are you doing? That -24. What question?
No. She was just referring to something. So she was referring to something prior to this.
Okay.
All right, please take off this question. As a matter of fact, let me see, it's 9:23. I'm gonna give you. I might steal some time out of you, because I really want to get these questions off. So.
So as long as the time not teach to 10 o'clock, sir, because honestly.
No, man. I think I might steal 10 minutes. Because I want to get off this question. I don't want to come back next week doing this.
So, sir, are you saying that we should do that one?
All right, because of time constraint, just write it off. Well, I think you can do the first one, Try the first one.
Try the first one.
Yeah.
All right.
So you always say whenever you see a number outside a bracket, it means multiply, correct?
Say it again. I was distracted.
When a number is outside, like you have say 1, open bracket, 3, close bracket, it means multiply whatever number is outside the bracket.
Right. And it also means that you're gonna have to work the bracket what? First.
Yeah.
But the letter outside means let me tell you, is anything between a bracket? It means multiply.
It's multiply.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, is the answer 0?
By the way, notice it's just 1 mark.
Sir?
Notice that it's just 1 mark.
Sir, is the answer 0?
No.
It's the answer 4.
How do I get 4? Add it, you see, this time someone messed me up real bad, oh God. I'm stressed out.
B is -1. You realize B is -1? So you owe Mr. Brown.
It says A, so you'd have -1.
B is -1, it is inside the bracket.
No, man, sorry, you have A, so you'd have A, then bracket -1 plus 3, and then you work what is in the bracket, so you'd work -1 plus 3.
Yeah, so you got Mr. Brown shop, you buy chicken back and you want Mr. Brown $1. And you go back with $3 and tell Mr. Brown to take out the $1. How much you gonna have left?
$2.
$2, yes, you get back change.
But then that would have 2 take away 2.
No, you have 2 times 2 because A is 2 and whatever is outside the bracket, you're going to multiply whatever is inside the bracket.
Oh, you don't know. I cannot understand how she's thinking.
Yeah.
Let me explain. I don't know if you're getting this right, but you see, all right. Remember that between the bracket here is a what? multiplication, not true? So it's 2 multiplied by. Now, it's going to work out this. You're going to get a positive what? 2. Alright? But for this 2 here, I didn't write the plus, but it's actually there. Alright? Now when you do a maths, when you work out a maths, always try to work out the what? The sign first. If you can master that. So when you work out this maths, the sign that comes out is not a negative but a what? A positive. So 2 times 2 is 4. Alright? And as I said before, you can use your scientific calculator and work out the negative 1 plus 3. You know, if it's giving you a headache. Alright, so any questions? So the first one here is what? 4. Alright, so let's look at part 2, which looks a bit intimidating. Alright, so we have 4. Now, what does b square mean?
B times B.
B times b.
B.
Alright, so, but what is b?
Negative 1.
So, negative 1 times negative 1. Everybody say that?
So that now that give you
No, we're not going to work it out. We're not going to work it out.
Positive 1.
No, we're not going to work it out as it. Because everybody see that. Then we'll go over here. So now I say, okay, 2 times a. What is a? 2 multiplied by c. What is c? 3.
3.
Close bracket. Then we go downstairs. A plus b plus c. So it's 2 plus minus 1 plus what? 3. Everybody see that?
Yes,
All right. No, let me tell you something. If you go home and don't look over your notes and wait till next week, what's going to happen to you is that notes going to keep piling up on you. And you're going to get frustrated. And when people are frustrated, they become confused. And sometimes when people become confused, they tend to give up and start blaming everybody. Start blaming me too. Next time, start blaming.
Am I your teacher?
Eh?
Yeah, your teacher, sir.
Your teacher, I forget to
Right.
blame.
Yeah,
I'm not going to blame myself.
exactly. But you see, you're sending the wrong signal. All right. What you need to understand is that yes, I take some responsibility, but remember, you're not like high school kids, you know. You're adults, not true?
So you must have 10
sir,
minutes
that's
at
your
least.
baby.
Eh?
You must have 10 minutes here, borrow.
Yeah, borrow. All right. Okay, yeah, that's true.
So question 2 finished, sir? We're not
No,
finished work.
what does that work it? I'm just replacing letters with numbers.
Oh, so we have to finish working tonight?
Eh?
We have to finish working tonight?
Why? All right. So let me just because I think we're in overtime. So let me just finish this. Let me just finish this.
All right, work it out, sir.
Yeah, man. So
Sir.
go ahead. Okay, you're not responding. So I'm going to continue. All right. So so negative 1 times negative 1 gives you what? Positive 1, not true? So
Yes,
we end up with 4 times 1, not true? And what's 4 ones? What's 4 ones? 4. All right, I must apologize for going up. It's because of the space.
4 ones is 4, sir.
Eh?
4 ones is 4.
You sure?
If I add it, it would be 5.
All right, what you subtract it? All right, now let's. So 2 2s is what? 4. 4 3s is what?
12.
It's 12, not true? What is 12 mangoes from 4 mangoes?
8. Negative 8.
Negative 8.
Negative 8. So the numerator, ladies and gentlemen, is what? Negative 8. Let's go down here. So now, what is happening right here, so?
You have 2 sign
Right? So we're going to, what are we going to do?
Multiply.
We're going to use right. We're going to multiply, and we're going to use the rules of multiplication. What's a positive times a negative?
Negative.
Everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the next step?
The denominator of 4.
Exactly.
What about my say? You're going to do? We're going to add, don't you?
I go add first and then I take away.
You know, some people say, sir, we can't budget as a man, you know. 1 from 2 are 1, 1 plus 3 are 4. But
You confuse me because you wrote them all over the place, sir. Me just now follow them in a order.
But I thought you got this. Didn't you get this?
Yes, Sister.
Yeah, 414
Yeah,
4.
so we say you know I get it.
Because me make the mistake of writing it. Oh, you write it, and then after a day, and I go back to it, I'm not going to know what is that. I'm going to be confused because me write it upside it down like you. I'm gonna try to figure it out and correct it still. I can go on.
All right. Okay, boy. Anyways, so negative. You owe Mr. Brown $1. You go shop with $3. You gonna have what?
$2.
You have $2. So 2 plus 2 is what? 4.
4.
So the bottom piece here is equal to what? 4.
4.
So the final answer is negative 8 over 4. Which is negative 2. Can someone tell me how I get this 2 to be negative?
Because 4 into 4 goes 1 times 4 into 8, gonna just take a bigger number sign. That's it.
That's how we get negative? No. Well, 4 into 8 goes 2, but why is this negative 2?
Because you just keep back the sign, sir.
No, that's
But you
not
have
the
a
reason.
negative 8 up top and 4 into 4, 1 4 into 8, 2 times, so you'd eventually have a negative 2.
Why?
I think
it's just keep back inside.
No, that's not the correct reason.
If
you anybody want to figure this out?
A multiple a negative times a positive is a negative.
You almost get it right.
Sorry, a negative divided by a positive gives you a negative. That's one better, sir?
You just tease the girl idea.
No, because I want a fancy way, sir. We
No,
cannot
it's not the fancy. It's not the fancy way, miss. It's the correct thing. Because what you said a while ago, you just keep the sign. All right, so because the rules of division and multiplication are the same, so a negative divided by a positive gives us a negative. I want to say the correct thing. You understand? So when you go on the road and you have some people hear you, them say, boy, you know, you talk something with sense. All right, some persons are texting me, chatting in the chat. Don't you multiply the 2 by everything in the bracket? Okay, let me tell you, that's one way of doing it, here, miss. That's one. She's saying that couldn't you say 2 times negative 1 and 2 times 3 and then work the bracket? That's what she's saying. You'll get the same answer, but I'd rather work what's inside the bracket first. All right? All right. Okay, so what time is it? Okay, so
so the answer is negative 2.
Right, negative 2. All right, tell you what, I want you guys to write. Let me see, 1, 2.
Go back, sir. Let me screenshot that, please.
All right. So tell you what. Write off this. Write off this for homework. Just give it a try. All right. So let's look at it. All right. So we have A, right? So you write 2 open bracket B negative 1 plus C, which is equal to what? 3.
All right. What's Sarah say? Always work out the what?
In the bracket first.
In the bracket first. And true. All right. So let me ask a question. In the bracket, you see, do you see any multiplication sign?
No, sir.
No. So we can't use the rules of multiplication. Not true. If we talk about Mr. Brown shop. Not true. Right. So basically, you owe Mr. Brown $1. You go to the shop with what? $3. Out of the $3 you have, you pay off Mr. Brown the $1. So how much you got left back with change? That's true. How much change you got left back with?
$2.
Right. Or you can reason it out like this. You keep the sign of the bigger number, then you subtract. The biggest number there is what? 3. And the sign it has is a plus. You keep that sign, then you subtract. 1 from 3 is 2. And when I say 2 bracket 2, 2 bracket 2 means 2 times 2, which is 4. So indeed, if you have 4, that is correct.
Yes.
Very good. Do you have anybody have any questions, any concerns about this?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you do it over, please?
Himala.
All right. All right. Okay. So basically, this is called substitution, right? So they give the value of A, B, and C, and they give you an expression. So substitution is where we replace letters with numbers. So you see what the A there? You're gonna replace A with what? Whatever they tell you what A is. So A is 2. All right, and then you have B, and they tell that B is -1. So you replace B with -1, you put what the plus, and you replace C with whatever value they tell you what C is. That's all I'm doing. I just work it out. When you work out the bracket -1 plus 3, you get 2. And the 2 outside the bracket means 2 times 2, which is 4. Alright? Okay, guys. Yeah, man, the big one, the big boss, I know. I need to hear some answers you get for part 2.
-2.
2, sir. +2.
Okay, I'm hearing -2. I'm hearing +2. Anybody else?
+2.
Okay, another +2. Anybody else? All right. First of all, do you understand the setting out? Do you all agree that the setting out, I'm not doing any form of math? I'm just replacing letters with what? Numbers. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
so
sir.
right. So no math at all. I'm just changing off the letters and replacing with numbers. So all right now. So oh, by the way, you notice I realized I put up some brackets right here, right? I put up some brackets right here. All right. So let me
Sir,
show. +2. Okay. All right. So I hear in person saying +2. Let me see if I can get some more space. How do I do this? Okay, I'm trying to see this thing is that the words are there. You know, I might have to just write over this thing here because it's a lot of work. All right. All right. So. So we have 4. All right, guys. By the way, that's the correct thing, right? That's what I have before, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're gonna work the bracket first. So clearly, do you see the multiplication sign right here?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
So we're going to use the rules of multiplication. So we know that 2 negative when multiply give us what? Positive.
Positive.
Right. So all I'm gonna know is to say 4 times 1 times 1. Now 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 ones is 4. Everybody agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So the first bracket answer is equal to what? 4. Subtract. All right. Then 2 2s 4, 4 3s is what? 12.
12.
Right. All right. All over. Let me just go and work out this. What up this up? What's 12 from 4?
Negative 8.
Has to be negative 8, not true?
Yes, sir.
Because remember, you have 12 mangoes. You're trying to take out 12 mangoes from 4.
And the sign a bigger number to say.
Right. Right. Okay, now down here, so no. Down here is a little bit tricky, right? Now, what did I say? Anytime you have two signs together, we're going to use the rules of what?
Multiplication.
All right? So guess what now? What's a positive multiplied by a negative?
Positive. Negative.
Negative.
All right, let me tell you the rules. You see? Let me try to sum up the rules. You know, so positive times positive gives you a positive, not true? And we know so negative times negative gives you a positive, right? So out of the two rule, two of them going to always give you a positive. Positive and positive gives you a positive, and two negative multiply give you a positive. The other two rules, you're going to get negative. Now, if any one of them is negative, the outcome is also going to be negative. All right? Okay, so a positive and a negative will give you a negative. So we have 2 subtract 1 plus 3. All right. So, okay, somebody's saying they're hardly hearing me. I don't know.
Christina sir.
Okay, I know.
Maybe I saw.
All right, so are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me clearly now, Christina? All right. All right, so how do we work out this now?
2 take away. Yeah.
All right, here we go. What does Bodman say? Always have to what? Add first, not true?
Add first.
Always have to add first. So there are two ways of answering this question. I know some of you might say 1 subtract 2 give you 1, and 1 plus 3 give you 4, and 4 into 8 give you negative 2, don't you? And I say, sir, me never add first. Me subtract first and still get the same answer. But guess what? Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work. So let's stick to the rule that works. All right? Because you might get a next question like this. You subtract first before you add. End up with the wrong answer. But just for this question, you actually get the same answer whether or not you add or subtract. But always add first. So there are two ways of doing this. You can actually give me a second. You can actually work this out first.
Sir, but it still would have been positive 4.
That's what I'm saying. So you're breaking up and I can't hear nothing. All right. So you know what? If you're not hearing me, all right. If you're not hearing me, it's either two things. It's either my signal is dropping or your signal is dropping.
That's probably fair one because may I hear you clearly?
Yeah. All right. So if you're not hearing me clearly, maybe the signal, because of the weather and everything. All right. All right, so I'm going to try to see if I can put this on YouTube. All right. Okay, so but just try to follow through here. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna add first. So if you're gonna work out this first, we're about the 2. -1 plus 3 is actually plus 2, don't you? And 2 plus 2 gives you what? 4. Another way of doing this, you see, is just to work out the 2 positive numbers. So 2,
Sir, we never hear you say.
2 plus 3. As soon as come here. So what I'm doing, I'm adding 2 positive numbers. So 2 plus 3 is what? 5. 1 from 5 is 4. All right. So I know some of you said, boy, sir, we just subtract it and still get the same answer. You want to walk me through your answer? Let me just write it out.
Sir, me get mine a mixed number.
Did you got 8 over 3? What's the mixed number thing?
2 2/3.
Well, okay. Well, if you have 8 over 3, you know, if you convert 8 over 3, you get 2 2/3. All right. Because how many groups of 3 can you get out of 8? 2. 2, 3, 6. Remainder 2. We're about the denominator. All right. So all right. So we have 6 times 6. What's that go?
Yes, sir. Plus negative 4.
Plus -4, not true?
Yes, sir.
Right. And you can just put that in bracket. And then we have 8.
Subtract
-4.
And when you see the 2 negative sides, it become a positive. So it's going to be 8 plus 4.
Right. Very good. Right. Also up at the top here, so those 2 signs will give you so what? A negative, not true?
Yes, sir.
So 6 times 6 is what? 36. Subtract what? 4 over 12. And what's 4 from 36?
32.
32. So it's 32 over 12. And we can reduce. Let's go over here. We can reduce
Sir,
to 32. Go ahead.
I get it 12 down at bottom.
8 plus 4 is 12.
No subtract me sit down there.
Oh. 2 negative
All right.
sign will be positive.
Alright.
All right.
What's your name?
So you can use 2. So 2 into 12. You don't have to use 2. You can use something else. So 2 into 12 goes 6. 2 into 32 goes 16. All right. What else we can use, guys, to break it down further? 2 again.
Yes, sir.
2 into 6 goes what? 3. And 2 into 16 goes 8. So we have 8 over 3. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Medicana, touch you.
But sir, suppose let me use is 6.
You mean to reduce the fraction?
Reduce the 6 and the 16.
Oh, 16 I'm gonna 16. 16 I'm gonna 16 in there.
Sir, when you do everything, we have to get a fraction.
Yeah, you're gonna get a fraction, or if you use a calculator, you might get a decimal.
No, I do back over that, please.
The entire
Sir, I
question.
get a decimal, sir.
You get a decimal. Somebody saying I should do that over the entire question.
No.
Explain, man. Time is going, you know. Where? Where exactly?
After 32 over 12, we never did that. When I did that.
You mean the 32 over 12?
Yes.
So 2 into 12 goes 6. You see that? 2 into 12 goes 6. You see that?
Yes, sir.
And 2 into 32 gives you what? 16, not true? You see that?
Yes.
And then you use 2 again. 2 into 6 goes what? 3. 2 into 16 goes 8. Alright?
Yeah.
Or if you have a calculator, and you reach right here, so you just use a calculator. But suppose, well, the question didn't say to write the answer as a fraction, so you could use a calculator right here. Alright. Alright. Can I move on, guys? Alright, guys, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so I'm just gonna work out these because time is pressing on us.
Sir, the number 8, please.
Yeah, number 8 is a bit is a thing by itself, you know.
Sir, number 7 or 14. Sir.
Same thing we get.
Yeah, that me get.
I haven't worked them out as it, yeah?
And AC a 0.
Zero.
1. Remember say any number raised to the power 0, 1.
Right. Remember the law of indices? Remember we did indices? That was on the law, isn't true? Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's do part 2 first, because it's very simple. Because A would have been 2 to C, but C is what? 0. But any number raised to the 0th power is what? 1. Alright? Alright. We get that, guys? We clear?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir, hold on there. Rest again.
Any number raised to the 0th power is equal to 1. If you check back in notes,
yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the first part. So it's going to be 4 times 2 4 times 2 subtract 2 times -3 plus 3 times 0. So that's a setting node for the first part, right? Well, clearly 3 times 0 is 0, don't you? Yeah, man. But you notice, I always try to work on the easiest part first. Always. Okay, so 4 2s is 8. These two negative here, we're multiplying, not true? Those two negative will give us a what? Huh? Positive. And 2 3s is what? 6. So the answer is 14. All right. So let me see those who got those 3 marks.
Me, sir.
We got them.
Right. Very good. All right.
AC.
Right. All right. Let me give you a few minutes. Well, let me give you a couple seconds to write off that.
So if a question 8 is a fraction, I'm going to get right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All I remember about question 8 is like when you start to work it out, you're going to get a lot of 3's in it.
Yes, sir, for real.
All right. Let's look at this other one here. So that's going to be -3. -1 subtract 2 square all over 3 bracket -1 plus -3. So that's a set note. All right, y'all agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so tell you what, to tackle this question, you see. All right, let's go for the easy part. Let's look at the denominator. So a positive and a negative give you a negative. 3 ones is -3. Positive and a negative give you a negative, and that's just 3. So clearly, the denominator there is -6. All right, everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
Because the O and your O, you get -6. So up here, so now you're gonna write about the -3 because you're gonna work the bracket first. Now, in this bracket here,
They raised to the number of 2, power of 2.
right? But you work the bracket first, inside the bracket first.
The bottom and bottom.
Talk slowly, no man. Go again.
Yeah, bye. The bottom and bottom one.
All right, so
Yeah,
-3 subtract. All right, so your O and your O, the O6. All right, and if you do, let me tell you, if you don't understand these things, you can use a calculator. All right, your scientific calculator. All right, so let's work the top piece. So yet again, you have -1, -2, so that's going to be -3. Everybody see that? So inside the bracket, you owe $1, you owe $1, you owe $2, you owe $3. So that's -3 squared. And what's -3 squared?
-5. No, +5. No. 6. 9.
Everything is wrong. -9. Because -3 squared is -3 times -3, which is +9. So end up with 3 times 9 at the top. So all of this is equal to what? 9. All right. And what's negative 3 times 9? What's 3 nines?
27.
27.
So we have negative 27 over negative 6. All right. When you divide 2 negative, what do you get?
Positive.
All right. So then so those two drop off, and true. Give me a number. Give me a factor that can go into 6 and 27. The highest common
3.
factor. 3. So 3 into 6 goes 2. 3 to 27 goes what? 9. Answer is 9 over what? 2. Or 4.5.
That me get, sir.
All right. So take this off for me. Anybody have any problems with any step?
Nope.
Clear with?
Sir,
Go ahead.
Jordan cannot understand everything.
All right. Let Jodian speak for himself or herself.
Is she afraid? And she said
Sir,
Go ahead.
sir, for the one where you find the power, why couldn't you find the power of the 1 and then the 2, then you multiply?
Oh, you mean like to find the square of this one and the square of that one, and
Yeah, and then you subtract.
no,
Alright.
that would be that's gonna be wrong. That's gonna be wrong.
Sir,
Go ahead.
how comes negative 1 minus 2 give us negative 3?
All right. So you may have missed yesterday's class, and so we were looking at how to add and subtract integers. All right. So we did that yesterday in class, adding and subtracting integers, right? So you're asking me, that means you don't understand none of them. Not, hold on. That means if you're asking me this now, that means you don't understand this, nor how you get negative 3 or any other previous question.
So
So
all you have to do is just tell her that you owe 2 and you owe 1, so you owe 3.
right.
Sir, but me not understand. But no plus sign that did it, so how would they add them?
All right.
Because
Negative and negative.
No man. No. Oh, hold on. It's not because negative. All right. Hold on. Imagine. Okay, we want to work this out, right? You can't use the rules of multiplication because we're not multiplying. All right. So
or you can imagine the number line, sir.
Right. You could do it on a number line, or you could also imagine that you owe somebody $3, you owe somebody another $3. So that in total you owe the person how much? $6. You get that, miss?
Yes, sir.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna move on here. Everybody finish writing? All right. I think I missed out one little question. Let me check. I think I missed out a question. Oh, this one here. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to work this out. Ready? Anybody want to answer?
Germany, we don't write have a question.
Sir, I think it's -8.
Right? Anybody else?
Sir, me say 0.
That me said too.
Oh, you know, says you for true. So this is something I confuse my brain.
All right, guys. So the key thing about this is that we notice we have 2 brackets, not true?
Yes.
So what if you work out in the first bracket and the second bracket? What are you gonna do? You're gonna have to what? Multiply them, not true? All right. So let's look at the first bracket. So we have 2 times -2 plus 4 multiplied by our next bracket 2 times -2 subtract n, which is what? 4. All right, guys. So right here, so you see why brackets are important? You're gonna bracket those two here. So 2 times -2 is what? -4 plus 4
equals 0.
All right, so yeah, which is correct, which is 0. Yes, you're correct. Multiply by, well, I mean, answer is gonna be 0, true? Because if
Yes,
that's
sir,
if that's 0, anything
is
over
0.
here, so it's gonna be 0. So you have -4, -4. All right, and right away, guys, this is gonna be -8, not true? Yeah,
Yes.
right. But as we said before, 0 times -8 would be 0. So you're absolutely correct. I can understand why some person got -8 because they might have put 0 times -8 is
Yes, sir, I forgot about the 0.
right. Okay.
No, sir. Me add the 0 and then the 8.
Okay. So that's the problem. So between the brackets is a multiplication sign. You follow? There's no plus between the brackets, you know. All right. So that was a problem. All right. So let me give you a few seconds to write up that. All right. So I want you guys to, as I said before, write the names of the group members in your SBA.
Sir, me write here already. Me
Yeah,
put in
yeah, man, I see it. All right. So let me encourage you. If I don't get those names by the end of the day in the chat, I'm just gonna automatically randomly place you because we need to get the SBA on going. So let me say it again. Please decide among yourselves to set up a group. Remember, it's the minimum is 4, the maximum is 5. Okay, guys, we're going to look at what we call something called binary operations. Here, it's very similar to substitution. All right, So let's go to a few questions. It's almost like substitution.
Sir,
Yes.
we did get kick off, but like the answer we give before, number 8, you're sure at 6 because at 12. Specifically. Sir, I asking, sir.
Number
12.
8 for number what?
A bottom part.
For the question number what?
8.
Yes. What you saying?
She I say bottom part at 12. Answer for bottom part is 12.
Our 12.
How 12? I asking.
Let me run the bottom part again. You're talking about this, right?
Yes.
All right. So you have 3, right? Multiplied by p. What is p? -1 plus m, which is what? -3. All right. 3 times -1 is what? 3. A positive and negative give you a negative. Wrap out the 3. You O and you O 6. All right.
The answer now?
-6 that. No, +6. Then enjoy this and this together.
So yeah, because she can't go on Zoom and I have to video call her.
Okay.
It is P plus the M together. Add and then times. Am I hearing? Me bracket the P plus the M first. Me add first, then me times.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. So. No, but no. You can't do that. No. You have to work out what you know what she's saying. What she's saying that
3 times P plus M. She add P plus M.
Right, she add P and M and then times everything by 3. That's wrong, yeah?
You have to multiply first.
You have to work out that little piece first. 3P. Alright, miss? You have to do that first. Alright?
You know?
Well, -6 and -6 16, right? That's it.
I want you guys to head up from the binary operations. I want you guys to write up this question. It is very similar to substitution. It's almost like substitution, but it is a little twisted.
Oh, me know this, sir.
Alright, so it seems as if we're not going to be able to look at adding and subtracting. So, the next class, we're going to look at how to add, subtract.